private jet going on here. Gonna make this video a couple minutes ago. The bus came first, but here I am now. Where I'm trying to be. I'll make a video before I get on my business. I was gonna ask you guys the question. I'll ask you guys, why do you think I am so obsessed with progress? Like, why am I just obsessed with that? I'll let y'all figure out some answers. Pause this video, write a comment with your fucking answer to that, and then you can hear the rest afterwards, and I'll explain why, see if you're correct. Why am I so obsessed with progress? The easy answer and the most general answer is I see the world as it is. I know it's fucked up in a lot of ways, and thus I know it could be a hell of a lot better. I know it could be so much better, like a lot better, just by fixing certain things, namely the economy, having multiple types of money that people can use to facilitate transactions in the economy, stuff like that. That's really where I think it all begins, is the economy. After that, it would be political organizations, kind of. There's a lot of laws that fucking stifle economic activity, and also just general human activity. Like, there's a lot of shit that, gets in the way. Laws that get in the way. It's not even, these laws aren't good, they're getting in the way. But generally speaking, the reason I'm so obsessed with progress is because I know this world could be a heck of a lot better. Like, just so much better. So much better. I actually remember when I first had the epiphany. I wasn't obsessed with progress back in the day. I was kind of obsessed with music a little bit. I remember when I was in high school, I graduated 2007. So when I was in high school, we had Kanye West. He was like the motherfucker I'd be listening to the whole time. And he talked a lot about, he knew what he brought to the table. He was like, I want to rap and make soul beats just like you. Da-na-na. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. And he was very inspirational to me. I remember Ace to the Izzo came out. Ace to the Izzo, V to the Izzy. Not guilty. He who does not feel me is not real to me. Before he doesn't exist, so poof. Vemu, son of a bitch. Ace to the Izzo. So I was all about that shit. I remember when I came out, I was just jamming. I was bopping. And I ended up finding out that was a Kanye song after I started hearing Kanye. I remember Through the Wire came out, I'm like, fuck yeah. And I remember that fucking College Dropout album was the bomb. There was a song carrying sticks. I'm walking through the fucking foresty area. You just find shit like that while you're walking. I was just a nervous tick, I guess. But nah, College Dropout came out. I liked a lot of songs on there. Family Business was one of my favorite songs off that album. Also, Never Let You Down. That was ill shit right there. So now I kind of became obsessed with music. And graduated high school. I was kind of in the music scene. I was going to fucking kind of these underground warehouse parties with my friend. He was a DJ. Actually, I had two DJ friends. The one that I was really close with, he kind of ended up quitting for a little bit. And the other one, he started doing his thing. Started playing some major concert. I think he quit that though. He had a family, had kids, and quit that. But I was obsessed with music. That's what I wanted to do. But then I started learning about conspiracy theories and shit. It's actually weird how it all happened. I lost one of my friends. I was in this depression, long story. And I was just trying to think, going over my life and shit. I'm like, damn. And I ended up watching this random documentary on the internet. It was actually called The Obama Deception by Alex Jones. I'm not one to fucking vouch for Alex Jones in any type of fucking way. I think he is what a lot of people call a shill. Because now he's talking about Donald Trump and all types of shit. That dude's crazy. Both Donald Trump and Alex Jones, they both out there, in my opinion. But So I learned about these conspiracy theories. Really, the only thing I learned was that the Federal Reserve was a privately owned bank. I'm like, the motherfuckers that are printing money is a privately owned bank. So there's this bitch that this fucking organization that's printing our money is privately owned. I'm like, what? Random people fucking are printing money? Like, they own this fucking organization that's printing the fucking money? I'm like, oh my God. So that tripped me the fuck out. And as soon as I saw that, I saw the implication of that. And how that all was very, like, the impact of it all. Like, how they're affecting the economy through fractional reserve banking, money creation and shit. And I'm just looking at it all, I'm like, well, goddamn. Like, I see how it's all been fucked up. I see how it's been over 100 years of, like, fucked up economic activity ever since the Federal Reserve was created. You know, they're creating money and, you know, affecting the money supply and causing prices to fucking fluctuate like crazy. And that just fucks with the economy. It can't function right because, you know, one day you're saving up money for years trying to, like, you know, build your business up. Next thing you know, the whole economy crashes. You're like, well, goddamn, you know, your whole business fails. You know, so, you know, that's kind of how it works in waves. And Thomas Jefferson actually talked about that. He said, banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies. He said, first by inflation, then by deflation, they'll come to own the land that our fathers conquered. And that's exactly what he's talking about, these waves of inflation and deflation. And, you know, they just crash the whole economy. They really just fuck with the money supply. The money's good one day, the next day it's trash, and the economy can't even function. So I was like, oh my God, like, I realized if we had good money, that we would have had stable economic growth for the last 100 years instead of this crazy business cycle bullshit. And that we would not be using gasoline cars right now. You know, we probably have been in spaceships, like crazy different type of technology, like in the 1930s probably. Instead, you know, we just had this crazy bullshit economic shit. And it makes me think a lot. I'm like, what benefit does that have to the bankers to fuck up the entire economy? Like, why? That just seems silly. It seems like okay, I don't know. It just seems silly to me. So that raises some other questions. We can talk about that later. Actually, might make a whole video on that. But just in lieu of that, in contrast to that, you know, I could see the whole world if we had a good functioning economy. I'm like, dude, it'd be so much better. And I'm not gonna say it'd be perfect because people still have problems of them, you know, on their own. You know, just the way they behave and treat each other and stuff. So that's a different thing. But generally speaking, like, if we fix the economy, a lot of shit would be good, man. like I think the price of living would be low because, you know, if companies are able to actually, if the economy is allowed to work like it's supposed to with good money, companies can make a profit and then they can invest that profit into creating new products, improving products, or improving production costs, you know, and production methods, you know, making the production cheaper, which means they can lower the price of goods, or at least they can lower the production cost, and then still get the same, you know, they get higher profits if they sell at the same price. But eventually they'll probably, you know, everybody starts doing that. They're competing to create better products, invent new products, you know, that's still creating better products, and lowering the production cost of things. And when they're competing like that, they're going to lower the prices of the items, you know, when they're trying to get their hands on money. They're going to be trying to get that money. And that's how a normal economy works when you got good money. The companies are able to, you know, steadily gain a profit, and when they get enough, they can invest, and there's no crash in the economy. The business is just business as usual. It's a snowball effect, and it's exponential, just like any snowball effect. And, you know, so the price of living, the price of a lot of goods that we have would probably be cheap as fuck, and our price of living would be fucking super duper low. We probably wouldn't have to work for shit. We probably have robots doing everything by now, and that wouldn't be a bad thing because the cost of living would be so low. It's like we wouldn't even have to work. We wouldn't even have to barely work to, you know, still have enough to survive. We wouldn't have to barely work to be able to afford what we need to survive. And so a lot of people are afraid of like robots doing everything. Well, that's because the economy's been fucked up, and we're in a situation where price of living's still high. It's been a lot of economic fuckery. That's just a lot to explain for right now. But if it wasn't like that, yeah, we probably had a really fucking super low price of living right now. And people probably have to work like 2 hours of fucking... Maybe they wouldn't even have to work. Maybe we just have machines doing everything. Nobody have to work. And you spend all your time doing what the fuck you want to do. Inventing shit, thinking, learning. People could be doing science, creating art, just doing new things, being creative, instead of spending their fucking days laboring. You know what I mean? That's really why I'm about this progress. I want to fix the economy to make the price of, so the natural innovation can occur, which will lower the price of living, the cost of living. And then people barely have to work to afford what they need because, everything's going to be... I see a automated future. I said this before. Computers, robots, machines doing everything. And people being free from labor. That's a good thing. But a lot of people are afraid of it. They're like, oh, I don't want to lose my job. That should not be a thing people are afraid of. It should be a good thing. But it's economic manipulation that kind of has made it a scary thing for people. They're like, I need my job to do this because the price of living is still high. The cost of living is still high. And that has to do with inflation, how much money there is, and this and that. But if we had good money, the economy could function right, and we'd have that natural economic progression, which is like a snowball effect, and it's exponential. And if and when that happens, exponential growth is super fast. And it was actually happening with the Industrial Revolution, and then they came around, started World War I. Well, actually, they started doing the Federal Reserve in 1913, and then World War I happened, and they just kind of fucked everything over. Germany was kicking ass during the Industrial Revolution. Then they went in... Somebody killed Franz Ferdinand, they blamed it on Germany, and they started a war with Germany. The Industrial Revolution was happening. Exponential growth was happening. And they fucked it all up. That just raises the question in my mind. Why? How does that benefit people? Why would bankers do that? Like, fuck up the Industrial Revolution? It doesn't make sense. So that raises a lot of questions. Like I said, we can make a whole nother video about that later. But generally speaking, that is... why I'm so obsessed with progression. I want to free people from unnecessary, tedious labor. I want to free people so they can be the creative, free spirits that they are, so they can live in this universe and just explore, just live and just fucking feel life, not be obsessed with fucking drama. You know what I mean? Just be like, enthused by this life that we live, just enjoy it. Like, we're alive. We should be able to enjoy life. There's no reason we should be obsessed with fucking drama and like worried about bullshit. So I'm trying to kind of free people from that. That's really what I want to see happen. There's no reason everybody should be fucking worried about paying bills. There's a few people that don't worry about that. They got plenty of fucking money, but there's a lot more that fucking do. They're struggling. There's no reason that people should be going through that. We as humans should have the sympathy for our fellow man to, not leave them struggling. Like we should have the sympathy for our fellow man to make sure everybody's all good, And that's just that human progress I'm talking about. That's the economic progress. That's why I'm obsessed with progress. Because I want to free people from the fucking stupid fucking worry, the stupid drama. I want people to, not worry about robots taking everything over and doing all the hard labor. I want people to think of that as a good thing. And I want people to be freed from unnecessary labor and toil and stress and worry and work. I want people to be able to look up at the stars and just like freaking be in amazement at their own existence. Not be caught up in stupid, silly, unnecessary drama. Unnecessary worry. Drama. Like, I'm talking like bad drama. Of course, even if we have, like I said, humans still got their own personal issues with their behavior and shit. That can be worked on after the fact. You know, the matter of the fact is, a lot of times economic factors start arguments. They start problems. You know, people don't got money. They need money. It's going to start shit sometimes. They need stuff. It's going to start shit. Starts problems. It's the cause of a lot of problems. So if that's all out the way, you know, it'd be a lot easier for people to, you know, just chill. And, of course, they'll still have their drama. There's still the human culture and stuff. The culture is always going to exist. There's always going to be some set of values, you know, something that people always usually, there's always going to be something that people are competing to do. And hopefully we can create a positive culture of art, you know, fucking invention, music, shit, we got TV, we got all types of stuff. We've been doing all types of creative, awesome stuff. Hopefully we can create a culture that's positive. Like back in the day, back in the Industrial Revolution times and a little bit after that, they had awesome culture. People were competing to be like the most awesome inventors at the time. That's like one of my favorite times in history. The Industrial Revolution and like kind of a little bit post-Industrial Revolution. Almost what I would call the Electrical Revolution. Like people were competing to invent awesome shit. And I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. Like studying that stuff, I was like, it'd be awesome to live back in the day. It was a positive culture. It was like people were competing to invent awesome stuff. You know, were they exploiting people? Were they exploiting labor back in the day? Maybe. But that's not what I'm talking about for the future. What I'm talking about is just fixing the economy. It's not a big deal. It's like a common sense solution, I feel like. And I just feel like it's one, you know, it's just a common sense solution. There's no reason that it should not be done. But that is why I'm obsessed with progress, because I want to free people from their laborious toil, the worry that they have when they can't pay bills. I go through that a lot. I'm not a rich guy. I'm not financially free right now. You know what I mean? I'm not worry free. Even the people who have a lot of money, they gotta they gotta do a lot of work to keep it up like that. You know what I mean? If you know, they're running businesses and stuff. Of course, everybody's gonna have to do something. People gotta run stuff. People wanna make sure stuff's going right. But you know, like I said, automated future. We got computers running a lot of things, machines doing stuff. Shit, it's not a big deal. As a matter of fact, if people can free themselves from the individual drama that they're in, a lot of people, you know, they're worried about just making a living for themselves. If people can free themselves from that drama, then they can possibly step outside of it all and look at it, and then we might be able to look at what we're doing as a human race, how we're affecting the world, you know, how we're affecting the natural ecosystem that's around us, and you know, kind of manage it in that way, manage that aspect of it, as opposed to just, you know, trying to create a business and just make money, you know, have that crazy type of mindset. You know, we can, you know, if we're free from the worry that we need to make money, then we might be a little bit more, you know, fucking sober about it all and look at our industrial practices and possibly, you know, make better choices regarding, you know, how much, you know, just what we do, you know, industrially on a whole worldwide economic scale, you know what I mean? And so I think it's a really straightforward solution. Like, there's no ifs, ands, I mean, it's just obvious. I find that to be a natural progression. And that's kind of why I'm obsessed with the progression, you know. I want to free people from all the fucking bullshit, all the drama. Because, I mean, life is you know, I spend a lot of time, I said, fuck it, I'm not going to be a slave. So I spend a lot of time just freaking, you know, just being in awe at my own existence. Like, looking up at the stars and being like, wow. You know, science is totally interesting. The more you get into science, the more you're just like, oh my gosh, life is amazing and interesting. Like, I find that freaking just amazing, you know what I mean? It's fucking awesome. And I know that who likes drama? Who likes unnecessary drama? I think people always like some type of drama. Like I said, there's gonna be a culture, there's gonna be competition, in some type of way. Hopefully we can make a positive type of culture and positive competition. But who likes unnecessary drama? Who likes to worry that they can't pay the rent, that they can't feed their children, that they're going to starve tomorrow, that, whatever. Nobody likes that. But there's people that are struggling all over the world that are going through that right now. That is silly. That is silly. Like I said, we should have the sympathy for our fellow man to not allow our fellow man to struggle like that. To make sure that everybody's taken care of. And that's really why I'm about this progress. So, yeah. That's like step one. There's a lot of other things I want to do too. Like I said, we got to have a positive culture. And that's just step one for real. And like I said, there's a lot of steps beyond that. I know that. Positive culture is one. Another one's taking that step out from our individual drama. Like even these financially free, rich people, they're still just so entranced in their mission of being like the CEO of their company and like their company's mission. Like they're not considering how they're affecting the ecosystem. But if everybody's kind of not so, almost just in survival mode, we might be able to just take a calm, rational look at the situation and be like, okay, we can not do this, and we'll still be all right. You know what I mean? Or we could do this better, and so there's progress to be made. So that is why I'm obsessed with progress at the moment. I'm always gonna. Why not progress? Even there's always something to do, is there not? So progress is cool. Anyways, I don't see any point in the future where we're not, even if we were light years ahead right now. We're light years ahead to what we were fucking hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. And you still see me right now looking at it, and I'm like, man, we could be so much better. That's the truth, man. We can be so much better. There's always progression to be had. I'm just a progressive guy. I don't know. But right now, that's it seems more like it's a necessity. It seems like it's people struggling, and that's something that needs to be addressed. I feel like, just out of being a good human. It's something that everybody should be aware of, and that our fellow man, like people around the world are struggling. Like I said, when you're obsessed with your own drama, you're kind of worried about your own situation. You don't have time to worry about other people. But like here in America, we kind of are better off than a lot of people in different countries, and that's you should be thankful for one. A lot of people are still struggling though, but in other countries, people are really struggling. Like no joke, like they can't even get clean water, and that's in large part that's because you got these big corporations too, like polluting the water and stuff. Because they're on their mission, just So, like I said earlier, if the economy functions correctly, you have that snowball effect, that exponential economic growth, and we'd be off of freaking fossil fuels in no time, and we wouldn't be doing a lot of stupid things we're doing. So right now, that's why I'm obsessed with progress. So I just thought I'd explain it to y'all. So I don't know if you have any more questions. I don't really like to open myself up for questions. I can see. I know it's important for people to know, so I'll try to explain it as it comes to my own attention. But yeah, that's why I'm obsessed with progress right now. So hopefully that is insightful, and hopefully you maybe that'll inspire you to be as obsessed with progress as I am. I'm just obsessed with. I don't know what it is. It's something to do. I don't know why I'm obsessed with progress. Really, like just in general. I don't know why. It's just I just see things that could be, and I'm like, yeah, it excites me. It's like it's awesome. I don't know. I don't know. That's just. I think most people are kind of like that. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. But that's why I'm obsessed with progress at the moment. That's the specific progress that I want to see at the moment. Why I'm obsessed with progress in general, I don't know. But like I said, there's people that are struggling these days, and that's a problem that needs to be addressed. So that's a specific progress that I feel it needs to be made, and it's almost just like a necessity. So yeah, that's why I'm obsessed with progress. Anyways, I'm gonna go do what I gotta do. I just figured I'd talk about that a little bit before I go ahead and do that. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully y'all feel that, and y'all feel like it's something you want to be about too, and we can, more people that are about it, the more likely it is to happen. So that's one of the reasons I come on here and I talk on the videos, just to explain why I want to do things. Explain. I'm proposing stuff right here. You know what I mean? So more people that hear it and are about it, the more likely it is to happen. So, anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Right? Be safe and love one another. Sympathize with your fellow man. Consider their situation too. If you got a decent situation, consider other people's situation. Don't just be selfish. That's silly. Anyways, that's what it is. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Be safe.